No way. Seriously?
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Retro Pop Planet. So I know it's been a while, but I am back with another thrifting video. The reason it's taken me so long is not for lack of thrifting, but for lack of good things to find at the thrift. And the last thing I want on this channel is a boring video. I don't know why it's been so dry out there. There just really hasn't been a lot of stuff, not a lot of electronics, not a lot of games, not a lot of the vintage toys that I'm interested in, not a lot of good books, not a lot of music, basically just a lack of anything cool. But if you remember in one of my previous videos, I picked up a couple of video games. One was a Wii game and the other was a Wii U game. Well, good news guys, the Wii game sold. It was Mario and Sonic Winter Olympics. I paid $5 for it, and after eBay fees, I made about 10 bucks, so not too bad. But Donkey Kong Country is still available. Don't know why, but maybe the Wii U was not that popular of a console, so not that many people have them anymore, and this is on the Switch now, so that's maybe where they want to buy it instead. Oh hey, if you're new here, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. But let's get to thrifting and then we'll come back here and I'll show you what I got. All right, let's start today's rodeo with a thrift store that actually looks like a rodeo. I haven't been to this thrift store in a couple of years. And the first thing that I gravitate toward are these race bikes from the 1970s. We have a Murray and a Panasonic. The price seems kind of high, but I don't know. You tell me if there's value in these. I did hit up eBay while I was in the store to do a quick price check, and they seem to hold value. I thought this Hummer frame was pretty sick, but it definitely has been ridden hard. I like to scan the media section before I dive in, and I come across this Xbox for 60 bucks. Seems to have everything needed to run it, including the connections. Never really got into Xbox. I'm more of a PlayStation guy. Now I'm just walking through the store. As I mentioned, I haven't been in this one in a long time, just trying to gather the layout. Walking through the toys now, not really seeing a whole lot of stuff. These big kick guys are kind of fun. This 101 Dalmatians advertising poster trips me out. $15, no way. I am interested in the vintage cameras. I actually have a Minolta. This looks to be a 80s or 90s maybe Minolta camera, maybe even later. I have a 1970s, and I am constantly on the lookout for a zoom lens. We're at Goodwill now, which seems to be falling apart. And inside, I'm just checking out some of their electronics. You've got a Wii, you've got a couple of Xbox 360s, a power drill, a samurai sword, and a bunch of different games. I'm starting to see a lot more DS games pop up in thrift stores now. Some retro cameras. Got a Nintendo Game Boy Advance and Oregon Trail. Checking out the collection of video games. I thought there might have been a little bit of value to the Guitar Hero 3, but when I checked the app that I use, I didn't really think it was worth picking up at this time. Again, more Nintendo DS games, standard slew of PlayStation 2 sport games. Those Guild Wars, which we have seen in previous videos, which have been here for months, and a bunch of cheapy computer games. And then I come across this Mask Firefly. This, guys, was one of my favorite toys as a kid, but unfortunately I can't find my original toy. I don't know what happened to it. This one was super intriguing, But the more I looked at it, he was missing a ton of parts. The driver is gone. So I left it for someone else to find. I remember taking it to England with me when I was little, visiting relatives, and maybe I left it there. We're back in another Goodwill, and I come across The Revenant, which is a book I've been wanting to read, but I did not want to stand in the 20-person line. Labyrinth, this was always a fun one. Highlander, what a cool movie. Total 80s camp. And the stack of laser discs was awesome. I have been on the hunt for a laser disc player for years. I have never been able to find one. And the record store that used to sell laser discs closed because the owner retired. I could see myself being a laser disc guy, and this collection is pretty cool. I did go back to this thrift store several weeks later, and all of these were gone. These are the best that I found, the Lethal Weapons. There's actually 2 Lethal Weapon 1s in here, Lethal Weapon 2 and Lethal Weapon 3. Here's a fun little find, a Yosemite Sam USB 4 gig drive. I don't know why it's in the toys section. It's definitely an electronic, but it's in the original packaging. This was pretty awesome. Found at a Goodwill, a Sega Dreamcast for $70, but I have no idea if it was play tested. Definitely weren't any games for it. And if you live on the East Coast, shout out to south of the border. If you know, you know. But $12, that's about what this would retail at south of the border. I had to look these tanks up online because originally I thought they were late model G.I. Joes, but it turns out they are Chap May, which is a Chinese company, probably a knockoff that you would have found in maybe a drugstore or alongside G.I. Joes. They definitely make a great option if you can't afford the G.I. Joe playsets. This would have been a good alternative. But 1986, they are retro. And in another thrift store, I come across this pinball science book. I wasn't sure what this was, but it's fully complete. It comes with books and everything you need to build a working pinball model. I didn't take it because I have no room for it, and I let somebody else find it. Now we're checking out the records in a Goodwill, and I come across the original soundtrack recording of Star Wars. This is one of my favorite albums, but I already own it. So I'm just gonna put it back and let someone else find. And I think somebody bought it right after I left the section. And they just rolled a cart out, and it's got Mario Kart 7 for Nintendo 3DS. And Fire Emblem, which carries a $45 price tag on eBay. Mario Kart is a few dollars. Star Wars The Clone Wars. This is the season that I am starting, so this could be a personal pickup for me. All of the CDs are here and they are not scratched. Robotech, Full Metal Alchemist, and Dragon Ball Z DVDs. Good return value, expensive to ship. Guys, are you seeing this? You see what I see? Yes, you can find vintage Star Wars Kenner. This is 1981 from The Empire Strikes backline and a giant ugly turtle thing. And this new Vivi bubble tea shop opened up right next to my local Goodwill, so I thought I would give it a try. This is the signature fruit tea, and I gotta say, it was amazing and super refreshing. All right, guys, we're back. And as I told you, kind of slim out there. This footage was taken over the course of about 2 months. And this was the most interesting of the video clips that I could come across. So first of all, I got this super cute Yosemite Sam USB stick. I think it's 4 gig. And it was an unopened package. Just thought it was kind of cool. Something I can use definitely for transferring files, or when I need to go somewhere, I can take this with me. One of the things that I did not show a pickup on was this Shonen Jump. This is an older one, fall winter 2004. The reason I got it is because I want to use this for a future art project. However, it's a little bit mislabeled. It tells you about all these different comics that are within this book. However, there's just advertisements for other series where the only actual stories are these 3 here, which I'm not interested in. So probably just gonna redonate this. Another thing I picked up was Star Wars: The Clone Wars. This is complete 3rd season. This is gonna be for myself. I don't have Disney Plus, so I'm watching Clone Wars as I can find it, and I'm actually just starting season 3, so this is perfect. I'm gonna be able to have the entire collection. I can just blow through it. Oh, and I also got this vintage Vans tee for like $2, and I like it because it's super soft. It's been washed probably 1,000 times. And if you had eagle eyes, you saw as I was going through the Thrifty store, when we came across the toys, this is the vintage Kenner Star Wars MTV7. Now this is from the Empire Strikes Back line. I do not have this vehicle. This is going into my collection, and it's missing almost all of its stickers. And this is a really easy cleanup, retro bright, and I've actually already ordered replacement stickers on eBay. They should be arriving soon. This is just a fun little project, and then I can go put it on display with the rest of my Star Wars stuff. And then lastly, this is super cool, guys. So in my daily job, I have a lot of clients, and one of my clients is actually downsizing their home, and they told me they were getting rid of a ton of different stuff that had belonged to their kids. Unfortunately, they got rid of a bunch of Sega Genesis stuff. They got rid of a Sega Genesis and like 25 games. They just donated it to the Goodwill. They also got rid of an NES with all of the games that their son had collected. He didn't want them. They had one thing remaining, and they asked me if I wanted it, and of course I did. It is the Mattel Electronics Intellivision 2. Now, this thing needs a good cleaning, and I have no idea if it even works. Unfortunately, they weren't able to find any of the games for it. They're gonna keep looking, and they're gonna let me know. I also need to figure out how to connect this to a modern television set, but I didn't even know anybody that had an Intellivision when I was a kid, so this is all kind of new to me. I know there's some really cool games for it. I know there's some real classic games for it. But first we gotta figure out if it's working. So I'm probably gonna be working on this down the road. Not sure if I'm gonna order a game on eBay or if I can go to one of my local retro game stores. Maybe they have an Intellivision game, who knows? And they also gave me this IntelliVoice voice synthesis module. Male and female voices added to video games electronically. More fun, more realism, added excitement. Not a recording, no fuzzy simulations. Cheers, strategy, comments directly generated from gameplay. This hooks up, I guess, directly to the Intellivision, and I know there's one game in particular which this was really popular with because the client told me it was their favorite game, and it's B-17, I believe, where the game takes place over Europe and you're in a B-17 bomber. I'm not exactly sure how this works other than to give you commands during the game. So that's it for this video, guys. I know there wasn't a ton here, but I think we got some really cool items. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if I missed anything. Very possible that I did. And give me some ideas about what are some good Intellivision games. Maybe there's something I could search. I know they have a Masters of the Universe game, which actually looks kind of fun, so maybe I'll try to pick that up, get this hooked up, and maybe do a review down the line. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.